Good afternoon, Freddie. Thanks for inviting me to do this talk this afternoon at the Dublin Mind, Body and Spirit online experience. It's a great opportunity to connect with everybody, all those people out there that our shows around the country that Freddie does with Lorraine and in many places like Limerick and all over the country, really. My talk today is about your mind. A lot of people ask me about how I do my work as a psychic medium, and of course, you're working with the mind all the time. The minute you wake up in the morning to the minute you go to sleep at night. Your mind is such a powerful piece of your anatomy. It's when we think about the mind, we think about how it's remembering things that we did as a child many, many years ago, and in my case, a lot of years ago. Remembering experiences and remembering moments of happiness and sadness and the impact that that's given us in terms of pictures, events and situations that happened to us from a very young age, from a very young child. And even at night time when you go to sleep, your mind doesn't stop working. We all dream. And it's sometimes very good dreams and sometimes not so nice dreams. But our dreams are sometimes such that we don't even know where they come from. I had a dream last night, funnily enough, about I was in the Far East in Hong Kong and Chinese people were cooking chickens and leaving them in a walkway, and there was no health and safety. There was nothing around these chickens that are being cooked. I was so concerned about the health and the the fact that they might get diseased or in some way sort of affected by some sort of bugs or something like that. Where on earth that comes from, one doesn't know. But our ability to dream is very important, and that's using our mind, of course. And yet so often I find that when we go through our life, we don't really analyse why we're thinking a certain thing or why we're doing a certain thing or why we react in a certain way to our lives and how our lives are affected by certain things. And I wonder how many times at the end of the day we say, well, did I use my mind well today? Did I use it effectively? Did I use it positively? Did I allow it to wander off in a direction that I would prefer not to have experienced? I certainly know that I've had that experience on 2 occasions in the last 10 days. I was painting and my big 10-litre tub of paint decided to upscattle all over me and all over the floor. And that wasn't a very good time for my mind to be operated. Similarly, we think of good things, and when I walk with my dog Sam out on the beach at Ross's Point, I'm often thinking, what a beautiful place, and appreciating things, being grateful for where I am, where I live, who is involved in my life, how I do the work that I do as a psychic medium, and also then being grateful for not just where I live, but who I live with and what I do and so many other things. Grateful for the fact that I've had enough food and enough money and enough diesel for the car, and so many things. Then you create more things to be grateful about as you think about that. And scientists better than me, quantum physics, have analyzed the mind and working out that how kindness releases certain endorphins in the brain, which make us feel good as a result of acts of kindness. I think Dr. David Hamilton wrote a book about practicing acts of kindness, and which I highly recommend. He's a scientist, and he's studied the brain and the effects of the endorphins that this releases when you actually when you go out and analyze how you feel when you've practiced an act of kindness, helping somebody across the road, or giving some money to a charity, or helping find a wallet or a person, handing it in, and it's probably got quite a bit of money in it. But they're acts of kindness which make us feel good. And the more acts of kindness, the more times we feel grateful, the more times we have acts of kindness in our life and in our day, do make us feel better at the end of the day. The ability to help somebody less fortunate than ourselves, which is why I enjoy doing the readings and trying to help people to achieve what is right for them and achieve what they want to achieve. I had a lovely result during the week, actually. A person who shall remain nameless, but who's actually been searching for a legal judgment, actually, in regards to something, and it came in her favour at the end of the day. But that's been going on a little while now, probably 2 or 3 years, but it's created all sorts of anxiety. But finally the outcome was the right outcome, I'm sure. But helping people makes us feel good. Being kind makes us feel good, and it's during our day, which when we give something without expecting something in return for it, we just give it anonymously or give it generously. It's a wonderful opportunity to help others. So practicing acts of kindness is important and beneficial to our mind. Finding your happiness, peace and compassion, and understanding the other situation, understanding the other person's point of view, and accepting it for what it is, not necessarily trying to change that person to your way of thinking or the way that you think it should be done. Things are never permanent. Every day is different. Everything changes. Today may be a particularly challenging day for you, but tomorrow will be different from today. And we know, if we look back in our past, how different one day can be from another day. And so rapidly, it can change from a negative to a positive situation. I think that the other thing is to learn to ask for things, to ask questions. Again, if we think back to when we were children, almost the moment we could learn to speak, we're asking Mum, why can't I do this? And who is that? And how does that happen? And why does that happen? And can you tell me why that happens? And we know that as children, we went through this phase, some more than others, of course, where children, especially about 4 or 5 or 6 years old, are constantly asking questions. And this is what we should be doing when we're much older, still asking the questions for the solutions that we're seeking. In other words, that is to say, things happening for a reason that we weren't looking for, didn't want to happen. But why did that happen? What was the outcome, and what lessons have we learned from it? And as children of things and of situations is important. To listen as well. And silent and listen have the same letters, of course. So what we really look at there is, if we sit in silence, we can hear, and our mind can vibrate at the right level to hear the messages that are coming through. And if you have a special talent, or if you have a special skill, then pass it on to people. Don't think that you can't. At the end of the day, you should ask yourself, have you made a difference as well? I try to do this as much as I can, but has my actions and decisions and thoughts, and have I done, by me picking up a piece of litter, and then it's life is so much better, and makes you feel better. And again, it releases those endorphins that make you feel better. At the end of the day, if you ask if you've made a difference, and you can come up and say, well, I've made just one difference today, or I've changed one situation, or I've helped one person today, that's what I think is a wonderful thing to be able to do. Never give up and never give in. There's always tomorrow. I think that's really all I wanted to say today. Tomorrow I'm on it a bit later on, because it's Sunday, you can have a lie-in, 2:30. Tomorrow it's the best that you can be. So it's helping you to think about what we've said today, and tomorrow being the best that you can be, not just for tomorrow, but every day. So thanks for listening, and I look forward to having a chat with you again tomorrow. I'm available for readings, mediumship readings, psychic readings, more or less any day. 087 2900 639, my number, if you want to text me, and we can arrange Zoom or Skype or WhatsApp or phone readings online. In the meantime, have a great day. Hiya, Anne. Have a great day and enjoy your day, and see if you can attune your mind to being something that will give you those endorphins that will release you happiness, joy, love, peace and harmony. Talk to you tomorrow.